She looked at me and she says, by the way, are you illegal? Are you an American citizen? I got my papers, I was born here. I'm third, fourth generation in Texas, and I always ask them how many generations you live here.
Perception is reality to a lot of people. Even walking into a bank, walking into a gas station with a hoodie or a hat or sunglasses, those are things that I typically do not do. Take that off before you go in there because you don't even want possibly being harassed or being looked at weird.
I wish they would see me as a person, not as a person with a disability. My disabilities do not define who I am.
The four of us, who are all African American, went in and put our names on the list. About 15 minutes after that, another group of people came into the restaurant. All of them were Caucasian. Not only was the Caucasian group sat first, but they were served first. That really ran through all of us there.
I visited many churches in Central Arkansas and would come home and cry. And I don't think the people were bad or mean or against the gays. I just don't think they understood what it takes to make someone who's different feel welcome.
The issue is that in our country and definitely in Arkansas, that there are still people that are treated unfairly, that are treated a lot of times inhumanely, simply because the color of their skin or how they choose to worship because of who they love.
I think all too often we're just talking past each other. We're looking to see what's best for our own little group, our own enclave, and we basically need to begin talking more with each other, letting our guard down, being with people we don't know, and working for the betterment of the community to make the community and the state a much better place to live.
It's important to have all people at the table when you're talking about privilege and oppression, because you can't speak for somebody else's identity.
So it's hard, if not impossible, to have a conversation that is actually civil across lines of difference if the folks who are different aren't in the room.
It's so critical that we have these conversations because so many people just don't understand the social disparities that exist in society today.
We must be able to come and have open dialogue. It's two things that we have to be able to overcome through genuine transparency. And that is overcoming fear and overcoming the lack of trust. Until you remove those two things, you're not going to have genuine conversation.
A label is just a label. It doesn't define who I am. I may be a big-haired black woman, but that's not the totality of me.
From the disability community, we always want to be known as a person first, not a disabled person.
I don't get offended, and I've learned to voice my opinion on that.
I giggled when I walked in because a butch dyke lesbian, I don't look like that today. I didn't come in with a tool belt. I remember when I first came out, I started thinking, well, does this mean I have to not wear dresses and quit shaving and wear comfortable shoes all the time? And a friend of mine said, you're still Katie.
While it's also accurate, it's the first thing that they assume, and they don't know anything else about me, or even if that is like an okay thing to call me. And that's one of the reasons why we have conversations and discussions like this.
The reason we're doing this is we're wanting to show others that we can come together and work problems out.
It doesn't have to be over a meal. I've had some great topics and conversation in aisle 10 at Kroger's, or something like that.
Some of the greatest achievements in humankind have been at the intersection of disciplines or of cultures, and that is how we progress as a society. If someone said to me, I don't want to know those people, or I don't want to reach out of my comfort zone, I'd try as respectfully as I could to say that that's a mistake.
Experiences will shape your perceptions, and everybody does not have the same experiences. But if everybody thinks alike, somebody's not needed. So you must have a very diverse opinion around the table based on those different experiences, and then you can aggregate those differences together and say, this is what's best for us as a community. This is what's best for us as a state.
Did you all feel the energy shift when we started to serve food and see these different words like, oh gosh, I have something in common, and wow, I want to hear more about your research and all the training so all of these new questions and curiosities came up when I saw the different descriptors.
And these are the descriptors that you don't immediately recognize when you're looking at someone, so that takes it to a different level.
Talking to people and talking to people with whom we might feel uncomfortable.
It allows us to see dimensions of our community that we don't see if we're only talking to folks who look like ourselves.
And once people are understanding of the different perspectives present in the conversations, they'll be able to have a more holistic view of privilege and people in this world.
Times are changing, and people are becoming more aware of who they are, how that affects their surroundings, and we can either learn to get more inclusive in that type of environment, or we're going to start suffering some of the historical damages that we've had.
My beliefs, through a chain reaction, affect the people around me.
My name is Carlos Cervantes.
My name's Davion Dotson.
My name's Eric Tweed.
My name is Kenya Eddings.
I'm Katie, and sometimes when people see me, they see an outspoken lesbian dyke.
I've been asked if I'm legal.
The first thing that they notice is that I'm a big black man.
They see a person with a disability.
Hey, there's another African American woman sporting big natural hair.
But what you don't know about me.
I've owned my own business for 29 years.
I'm a trained research scientist. I've been a research scientist for 20 years now.
I served in the George W. Bush administration.
I rescue dogs. I write.
I love to laugh.
2 tours in Vietnam.
I'm a creative, fun, loving, and energetic person with a lot of love to give.